Welcome, everybody, to our January forecast and discussion of current energies. To be more precise, the collective energies. And we're doing this live with the Sacred Self Healing Community. Those are people from all over the world who have dedicated themselves to meditation, mindfulness, and deeper understanding, systematic development of higher consciousness. And my name is Jona Bryndis. I'm your host. We've just finished the forecast discussion here with the Sacred Self Healing Community. And by the way, we have daily Sacred Self meditations on Skype. We have a program here between Christmas and New Year's for all of you who were there last year, the 12 days of Sacred Self. Julian and Cindy are facilitating this on Skype along with the Sacred Self meditations. Those are open for everybody. It is something that you can share, it's something that you can go see when these times are on Skype. There's a calendar. Thank you, Abigail, for posting this. So that's just a little bit of housekeeping here. These new energies that are coming in very, very strongly here with this solstice energy that we are currently in. They are truly indicating a very intense, very strong new beginning. And this new beginning has to do with moving from an old paradigm into a new paradigm. This is nothing that needs to scare you. This has happened many, many times. It happens every century where, things change. Often it's technology or it's some kind of maybe a higher power event like a climate event or something like that, where people have to rethink, where they have to reevaluate, where they have to start doing things differently. So that's basically what a new paradigm is. The question is, what is this new paradigm? What is this new way of seeing the world, new way of seeing ourselves? And this is really the interesting and really exciting part. It is a new way of seeing ourselves from a broader, from a higher perspective, from a perspective that comes in with more self-responsibility and more self-authority, where we realize that we as humans, as human beings, have innate powers. And this is really the part here that is exciting for all of us, because at the end of the day, even amid all these restrictions that we're experiencing right now due to COVID, there is a force here that shows us something. It shows us the missing pieces, the missing links, all right, in our life's story, okay, where we may have always felt misunderstood or lost or didn't really know what we wanted. And the way it's showing it to us, this is basically the December energy, the true self interventions, is that some things have to collapse. Some things, for example, the way we see ourselves, the way we see other people, our relationships, our jobs, what we identify with, all these things, they seem to go into the background when this outer sort of higher power, this intervention occurs, and it forces us into a place of looking at things from a different perspective. And that different perspective is going to be a higher perspective. It's going to be a perspective that allows us to see things from a more holistic point of view, from a more unified point of view. We are realizing now that as human beings, our true power is not all the things that we have, that we own, that we can get, but all the things that we can put out into this world that allow us to interact with another, that allow us to touch each other's heart, and that allow us to be there for another. Yeah, many of us will feel an even stronger impulse to wanting to be of service to others, to wanting to share, to wanting to go into sort of synergetic relationships, not so much the kind of relationship that we used to indulge in that was transactional or somehow exploitative. We are wanting a different quality now, and that quality is one that has to do with our higher thinking, our higher feeling, and also our higher being bleeding through. And so when you look at these collective energies that are coming in here for January, uh, then the first thing that we will notice, and this hasn't happened yet, but the last 10 days here of December are going to be very intense, very loud, very fast paced, and very chaotic, if you will, due to what is now clear, to be the Omicron strain of COVID that forces everybody into something that we have been experienced 2 or 3 times, maybe 4 times already, but now for real, because this is going through us like a wildfire. And the good news about this is that you don't really need to be afraid of this. This is actually the beginning of the end of this pandemic, and therefore really a blessing in disguise. Yeah, this highly transmissive strain of COVID is actually something that is a way less symptomatic and brings in sort of such a light infection, if you will, yeah, that many of you won't even know that you've had it. Okay, so this will obviously then put a new light on the whole sort of vaccination mandate thing and so forth. So probably the most important date that I can already give you for January is something around the 18th of January, where our governments, this I don't know if it starts with the US, but the way I see this is that the US government is going to make an announcement, and that announcement is basically a new plan. It's history making. So January is a history making month in that way, as it really shifts things around. Now, will it immediately take effect in our lives in regards to some of the things that are ongoing, be it the lawsuits about mandates, be it the lawsuits about adverse vaccine responses, and so forth, the schools, the public transformation, the public transportation, public places. Will it have, immediate effects on our political systems and so forth? Not just yet. That will take until August of 2022. But right now, where we will see the most direct impact is in the financial area, in the money of this world. Yeah, not so much the economy yet, but the money itself, the value of the money itself. So the month of January and the energy alignment that comes with it, I've called this new values, and I'm playing here with different dimensions of values, not just the values for ourselves, knowing better what we need, what we want, based on who we truly are, the things that we have been working on in these last 2 months, but also the value of items, of resources, of money itself. Yeah, and this is something that's been coming for quite a while. I have been reporting about this on a monthly, on a weekly, even on a yearly basis to give you an overview. This is the time when we need to make new plans. And the good news about January is that it comes in with an unexpected support, with an unexpected synergy. Yeah, it will at first feel just like a repeat. Oh, been there, done that. I don't really need to take it seriously. But this time around, it's different. It will be very clear to all of us that this is changing everything. Yeah, and it will also, and this is something that I regard as positive, bring clear results this time. So this can affect the science. This can affect the way we are beginning to see the pandemic, obviously also with some of these underlying revelations that have been coming in here since July, yeah, as to the origin of the virus and the handling of the virus, be it the handling of our governments or the handling of the treatment of COVID and so forth. All that will be basically sort of visible for all of us, clear results. Yeah, and that's in regards to collective energies. In regards to our personal transformations, there's even better news because it really allows us to do something that we would normally do in January anyway. This forming intentions, yeah, this coming up with resolutions is really supported now. And the difference this January from all other Januaries that I have reported about is that because we have been going through all these uncertainties and these questioning ourselves and changing our vantage point and really haven't been forced to work with what truly matters to us, our priorities are changing, and they're changing in a way that they become more realistic. They're changing in a way that we can actually accomplish it, what we set out there to accomplish. Before, it was all based on ideals, maybe dreams, or maybe some kind of external goals. But all that is falling away now, guys. And what you're realizing now through this deeper inner connection, yeah, that you were forced to go into, yeah, is what your true priorities are, what you truly need, what truly matters to you, what you truly want, what makes you feel emotionally safe, what makes you feel cared for, what makes you feel loved, what makes you feel validated, not through what you do or through the eyes of other people, but from what you understand that you are, that you can bring into the world, as I've always called it. This is true authenticity now. Yeah, and whether these circumstances that we've all had to deal with here in these last year and a half, 2 years, have brought you, grievance, have brought you losses, or whether you have not experienced them, is not so much the point. Those weren't the interventions. The interventions are the ones that have showed us how we used to look at things from a different perspective. And that's then really where we can begin to feel what the word paradigm means from within. We're beginning to see how, with this perspective change, our perception of the world, of ourselves changes, and with it, how our priorities, how our focus changes. And that's then, basically the energy that is needed to step into that last bit that we need, yeah, to overcome our fear. Yeah, to step into fearlessness and to say, you know what? It's all falling apart to a degree, like all these constructs that I had, all these identities or identifications, these false selves that I had, they're all falling apart anyway. I might as well do what truly matters to me. And all I can do right now is to try my best. And one of the strongest sort of feelings I want to say about January that came in when I did the scanning of these collective energies is that we will all come to this place that all we can do is try our best, and we will all die trying. And that's something very positive if you think about it, because at the end of the day, we always try to be our best. Except for now, we actually have a realistic chance to move into a higher expression. Why? Because we have this more clear yes and no that we can feel from within ourselves. We're starting to realize how our inner guidance has been getting us to this place all along. And January has the matching energies coming in from the outside, sort of as this collective weather condition. It comes in with a sense of seriousness, yes, but also with a sense of fortitude, because suddenly everybody rolls up their sleeves and has this resolve. It's industrious, it's inventive, it's inspiring. And so our job now is to really put this down in front of us and say to ourselves, all right, what is what that I need? What do I need? And those are non-negotiables. What do I want? Those are my preferences. Those are the things that would be nice. And out of that, I'm forming my goals. And now all I have to do is to reprioritize all of this. And then come in with the authority to say, okay, it's my responsibility to do this. I'm the only one that can do this for myself. And with this, guys, all your questioning yourself, your self-worth issues, and self-value problems that came from, your upbringing, your inner child, your ego ways of idealizing the world or yourself. Some of you have strong karmic patterns. We all have karmic patterns, but some of you stronger than others, yeah, or simply your shadow aspects, your inner darkness, yeah, where you were too afraid, where you allowed yourself to console yourself with, things like victimhood, where you don't have to be responsible, or where you judged and blamed others for not stepping into your life. So January is a month that is really showing us what it means to become alive, to be a human being in all its different dimensions, physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, and energetically. And while this may sound huge, what I'm saying, and it is huge, because a new paradigm is huge. Yeah, this is like electricity or telephone or radio. Those changed the way we live, the way we communicate with another, the way we interact, the way we transport, and so forth. Yeah, these are paradigm shifts. They're huge. While this is huge, it will actually feel a little calmer in January, but we still have that big sort of intervention here ahead of us. And as I've mentioned, that's linked to some of these things that are already in the making here with all the panic and all the fear that is being triggered one more time in all of us, so that we can finally get out of this repeat cycle, yeah, with COVID, and step into our self-authority, into our self-health authority, into our self-emotional authority, mental, intellectual authority, and spiritual authority, and say, okay, this is a new beginning for me consciously. Everything that we are forced to be changing, guys, from an energetic point of view, doesn't have as much power as your conscious will, your conscious choice that is based on your insights, that is based on the internalization of what you're perceiving. Yeah. So the year starts with some chaotic energies, yeah, that we'll still feel around this time, because the year 21 will end with sort of a big bang, and then we'll feel this, like, this exhaustion, if you will, right in the first couple of days of January. But there will be very positive emotional impulses that will feel relieved. It's almost like, the fear of going through something is like torture, but when you actually go through it, you're relieved. And that's how we're all going to feel here in these first days of January. Yeah, it's the time where we really need to set new intentions. It starts with a new moon on the 2nd of January, and it's a good new moon that allows us to see our life with more clarity and what we truly need to do. Yeah, this dithering around, in regards to our jobs, our relationships, or how we treat our bodies, or how we treat our own needs, our own boundaries, and so forth, that will stop there. Yeah, we'll feel much more resolve and tenacity to consciously do this. All right, and the way it will come to us is that through this conscious perspective shift, we are now beginning to see different paths. So the conclusion, yeah, that I want you guys to walk into January, into this new year with, is that there are many paths that can lead to what it is that you want to bring into this world, this higher expression of yourselves. But if you are stuck in a place where you can't see any, then you need to realize that that's because your own perception at this moment is inhibited, is limited. And the only thing you should do then is not to, try to force anything or try to control or try to cope more, but is to let go within, maybe take a break. Yeah, January will be something where we all feel like we need a break from this rah-rah. I mean, we always have that after the holidays, but this is different. This is more like an internal kind of taking a break, where you realize I need to really go within, and I really need to listen to my inner guidance now. Yeah. And understand that what you come up with out of that inner renewal energy, yeah, that is emerging in you through all these experiences, that will then show you new paths that you couldn't see before. And that's always the exciting part about shifting perspective. And even when I report about things like in regards to our financial systems and the value of money, guys, yes, we're in inflation, and it will have an effect on many markets, and it will particularly affect the resources. Yeah, we're already seeing sort of issues with supply chains. I've been predicting this all to you. This shouldn't be a surprise to you. But what you will realize now is that money itself no longer has the value to you as it did before, because you no longer identifying yourself with it. You are recognizing that, yes, money is nice, for conveniences, and it allows us to have more experiences, but that the things that truly matter to you, that they cannot be bought with money. And so it may come to you that there should be other things that you can do with your money. Yeah, maybe supporting others, supporting businesses that are trying to bring about positive change, that are trying to help others that are not so fortunate, like nonprofit organizations, or you come together with a bunch of people and you start a new business. You will also realize that the value of money itself depends on how it's being made. Yeah, and that certain kinds of money aren't really that desirable for you anymore. Yeah, like making money in certain ways. So this is really something that I am looking forward to, because this is something I've been predicting for so long, that the way we do business, the way we make business with another is going to change. Yeah, and I have been demonstrating this with many training courses in regards to new business models and new ways of making money. And you will probably look at this differently now, starting this new year, because some of you might simply not be able to do the kinds of jobs that you have been doing before, or you may decide that you don't want to do them anymore because they are not conducive for the total that you are, that you're seeing yourself now. Yeah. So going into January this way, I will feel a lot of clarity and a lot of sort of support here in these first 2 weeks of January, and then to the 14th of March of December will get a little sort of slowing down energy, and that doesn't need to be anything concerning for you. It's just the rhythms in January are like that. They're like uphill, downhill, and then they'll lead us back uphill. So you're going to have to go through, probably emotionally, through a little bit of a slump here in the middle of the month, and then you will feel this support coming back in. And that support, guys, that has to do with you really realize, or really looking into what's realistic. No longer the dreamy stuff, the, oh, I just go with the flow, or the stuff that is aligned to ideals, yeah, unrealistic expectations, but that is aligned to who you are, that is aligned to what is, that is aligned to truth. And you've maybe seen this. We have a bunch of new programs here at transCODES that have to do with that, that have to do with how to consciously manifest, say, a relationship based on truth, a business based on truth. Yeah, how to get the clarity to know what you want and what you need to change. So toward the end of the month of January, then we will begin to feel a clear sort of forward feeling. Yeah, the end of January will bring sort of a big sort of collective sigh in. Okay, but all that, of course, with the backdrop of massive, massive transformations of all our values, social values, yeah, money values, also political values, and anything regarding self value. All right. So, yeah, 2022, as I have predicted last year, go back to the predictions for 22 and 23 that I did last year. We will still have to deal with this duality between wanting to move forward and really wanting to step into our new awareness, and still being held back by some of the old ways. Yeah, so for some it goes quicker, and for others it takes a little longer, and obviously the collective moves slower than we do as individuals. So if anything, guys, remember that each and every one of us who actually puts this into the world due to their own volition, due to their own conscious choice, yeah, is contributing to making all of this more bearable, if you will, and more enjoyable at the end of the day. So yes, January is going to feel much better than we are feeling right now, and toward the end of December. Okay, but we have to be present. We have to make conscious choices, guys. Make everything a conscious choice. And maybe you can already practice now here in these last days of December. Make everything a conscious choice. Everything that you put into your body, everything that you allow your emotions to feed on, everything that other people say or not say, people that you are surrounding yourself with, yeah, all beliefs, yeah, and mindsets, yeah, make everything a conscious choice, all the way down to what sandwich you should have for lunch, or yeah, what people you want to be with through the holidays. Okay. There will be a forecast for 2020 and 2023 here for this community again on December the 23rd. Sorry, the 31st at 11 a.m. And we will discuss the larger perspective of 2022 and 2023. Yeah, the one that I have started doing last year with these 3 years of transition, as I call them. So we got one down, guys. 2 more to go. But in January, we'll be over the hump. And by August, we'll see. We'll begin to see results. If you would like to know more about your personal energy, how you're going to be dealing with January energies, then join our energetic tune-up session tomorrow at 1 p.m. That's a clearing and reading session for you, what your opportunities and challenges are in January. And if you would like to work on this in a more internalized way of feeling yourself going through these energies, feeling these energies, tuning in, then I can recommend our Soul Unification Marathon next week, 28th, 29th, and 30th of December. And for all of you who want to learn this systematically, check out the energy course starting on January 8th. And for all of you who want to work on this in their relationships, maybe as individual or as a couple, check out our new Love Integrity 3-month program to build and rebuild a new foundation for your relationship based on truth. I will close the forecast for January with these words. Remember that life is something that you need to consciously choose and consciously bring life into. So use this extraordinary time to not only see and feel yourself in your higher expression, but also to take the first step into bringing this into 3D, into this world. Yeah. And that's all you need to know. You just need to know the first step. All other steps come as you go, as you greet this new year, 2022, with new resolve, new sense of what you value and what you want to bring into this world. Wishing you all happy holidays. Please enjoy the free daily sacred self meditations on Skype several times a day. And I see you soon for the energy update. Bye-bye.